Alex is disabled in that he has epilepsy, which is treated or considered to be a disability. He has Rolandic epilepsy. This means that he's often tired when he wakes up of a morning. And because I'm the only driver in the family and the school he was attending was nearly 3 miles away, and my wife doesn't drive, and also there's no direct public transport link between home and that school, if Alex wasn't available to come with me in the morning, then he would stay at home. Despite that handicap, he did very well at Key Stage 1, where he got grade 3s in every subject. So he is an exceptional pupil. He doesn't need any additional assistance within the classroom. His disability only manifests itself in his being tired. However, notwithstanding the fact that he did well at school, we took the decision that we can do better, that he can be educated more frequently at home. He would manage 100% of his school days if we did that, rather than 80%. And so we elected to remove him from state education because the local authority refused to allow him to go to the local school. Alex wants to go to school. He needs to go to school. He needs to go to Warren School because it is only just across the road. And if he were to have an epileptic episode during the night and be tired in the morning, then he could simply walk across the road when he's ready. Or at his old school, he simply wouldn't be able to go. Similarly, if there was an incident at the school, his mother could react almost instantaneously. The school is less than 3 minutes walk away. The local authority clearly has an obligation to educate Alex, and that's clear from the legislation. However, in my view, the local authority is abrogating its responsibility towards him. The local authority could compel the school to take Alex into Warren School. It hasn't done so. Indeed, at the appeal hearing, the representative of the local authority represented to me as the parent and to the panel who are considering Alex's case that the local authority had some ideas which it was prepared to share with us about how Alex could be educated going forward. Following the failure of the appeal, I contacted the local authority and spoke to schools admissions, and it was clear that they had absolutely no ideas as to how Alex could be accommodated within the school system locally. Because of the way Alex has been treated in his applications to get into Warren School, and the one which recently failed was in fact his third, the two previous being infant class applications. My wife wrote a letter of complaint to the local authority about the way it had conducted itself in dealing with Alex, and that was written, I believe, on the 26th of August. It hasn't been responded to. As a result, I then, after the appeal, wrote to the mayor and asked him to look into the issue of the complaints department's failure to deal with the complaint. But I had been ignored by the mayor as well. We've recently had a letter back confirming that the letter had been passed to the complaints department to deal with because the mayor can't supervise each individual complaint. I have no confidence that the complaints department will pay any further attention to this matter. But the interesting point is that the complaint letter, although in my view nothing to do with Alex's appeal, found its way into the paperwork that was presented to the panel at the appeal. And that was not by my instigation. The local authority put it in, and the only reason I think they would have done was to cause prejudice to the appeal. Another issue which caused me some concern was the fact that the school and in fact the local authority had discriminated against Alex before and during the course of the hearing. The local authority's duty as the admissions authority is to make reasonable adjustments for my child's disability. To my mind, that means he must be educated at a school where he can walk to. They haven't given him a place. The school, through the deputy headmistress, discriminated against Alex when, during the course of the hearing, she said that it would not be fair for the able-bodied students at the school for it to allow another disabled child to attend. What we as parents really want for Alexander is that he should have a proper education at a school. After all, every child should matter, except to Thurrock Council, Alexander doesn't seem to matter. The council have the ability to compel Warren School to take Alexander. That would make the 2 Year 3 classes even at 32 pupils each. However, the council's approach appears to be there isn't a school available for him, and therefore it intends to wash its hands of him.